So now we can start with the question and answer. And before that, we again first bow our heads in humility to Almighty Allah for giving us this great success and the people of Pakistan for the support that was with the armed forces. And the armed forces and the people of Pakistan were one body again. They worked together for thwarting this threat against this motherland. So we can have the first question.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. This is Sumaira Khan from Sama Television. And first of all, let me convey the pulse of the nation as well. They obviously they cannot reach you in person, every one of them, but the heart of felicitation is indeed with you from the masses of Pakistan, specifically youth. You mentioned very rightly. My question is, in that whole span of escalation, the Indian government had been issuing extremely provocative statements regarding initiation of war, and not just the government, but unfortunately their media was also, to me it seemed very war frenzy. And but in that whole time, in the meanwhile, I saw Pakistani side and I saw you very defensively responding to all the hegemony and Indian aggression. So I just wanted to know that it was part of your strategy. What was that, or you never wanted that escalation to rise to all those levels? And a quick comment from Aurangzeb as well, that the multi-domain, how would you elaborate it? How did you incur it in the PF strategy to kill the Indian side in the battlefield? Thank you.
So as far as question to the escalation is concerned, let me say it. The reality is that in a conflict which is between two rival nuclear powers, such a conflict is actually an absurdity. And it is inconceivable and sheer stupidity. Why? Because that conflict can lead, in the case of Indo-Pakistan, India-Pakistan, can lead to the peril of more than 1.6 billion people. So, in reality, there is no space for war between India and Pakistan. And if anyone wants to carve out this space for war, he is actually carving out space for mutual annihilation. So that is why you saw that in this conflict, Pakistan acted in a very mature manner. And through conventional forces, we maintained escalation control. Through conventional forces, we gave them a two-notch up response, while also ensuring that these forces, the Pakistan Army and the other forces that were employed on the Western Front, on the counter-terrorism operations, no pull is also exerted on them. Thank you.
Can you hear me? Okay, you just asked regarding the multi-domain operations. It's a very good question, because this is the buzzword nowadays. But it's not actually something in the air. It's an actual real milestone for PEF. The warfare has changed drastically, and so has everything that is associated with it. It's not the erstwhile concept where you can just get the number of aircraft in air and see. It's called a new AMSO, the electromagnetic spectrum operations. It's a whole new environment that is there. And everything that is regarding Air Force and in the air, it's concerning the electromagnetic spectrum. Now, air supremacy has to be preceded by a spectrum supremacy. And if you control the spectrum, you control the conflict. So Pakistan Air Force, and especially this is a thing that is pursued so vigorously by Chief of the Air Staff, that we have to have that spectrum warfare capability. And you saw how we manifested it. It is a combination of EW, space, cyber, air, land, and sea, command, control, communication, infrastructure, information. All these things, they are in the wider spectrum of electromagnetic operations. And that is how you create an environment. You create a EW web that you manifest in the whole operations. It has to be choreographed at each step, and when to administer what. And it has to be preconceived. I mean, you can't do it randomly, and you cannot just do it on your whims. So you have to understand the whole idea and whole architecture. It might get pretty technical, but multi-domain operations is the need of the day, and all those air forces who kind of relegate it, they end up in the wrong side of the barrel. So Pakistan Air Force prioritizes it. We have our own Spectrum Warfare Operations Center, which is controlling the even in a small battle or an engagement to a larger campaign. Because now all the players who are there, all aircraft, they have so much of sensors, and there's so much of fusion going on, the data links, the software defined radars, they're all thriving on the electromagnetic spectrum or being challenged by it. So each player is taking a campaign level decision, the kind of information he is having. And if he doesn't get that information, he is redundant. So electromagnetic warfare is the need of the hour, and multi-domain operations is what carries you, propels you to perform and achieve the mission success with mission survivability, denying the same to the enemy. Thank you.
My name is Kiran. I'm from the Khorasan Diary. Sir, I have two questions on what basically I need confirmation. Is that one, when President Trump tweeted about the ceasefire, they said that Pakistan and India can talk in a third country. और अभी जो शाम में इंडियन अथॉरिटीज़ की मीटिंग प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई है, दे सेड दैट द DGMOs spoke in which Pakistani DGMO asked for ceasefire first, and tomorrow there is a call already planned at 1200. Meanwhile, the IAF said that their operation is still continued. So what is Pakistan's strategy tomorrow when the two DGMOs are going to talk? And the second thing is that, as international media also reported, that Pakistan has Indian pilot in the custody. So do we have Indian pilot in our custody? And if we have, are we going to return her or him?
So I can confirm you very clearly, we don't have any pilot in custody. This is all social media chatter. This is all part of the multiple source of fake news and propaganda that has been generated from multiple sources. As far as your first question is concerned, let me say it very clearly and put it on record. Pakistan never requested. The fact of the matter is that on the night of 6th and 7th May, once those ghastly and cowardly attacks were made, the Indians requested after those attacks, and Pakistan gave a very clear response that we will communicate back only after we have given the response that this and retribution that this act deserves. So on 10th of May, after that response and retribution, that just retribution, targeting not the civilians, but those military establishments, those units, those places from where the attack on the civilians, the innocent civilians, the children was made, once they were neutralized and taken out. And on the request and intervention of the international interlocutors, we responded to the already made request of the Indians. And if you see publicly, what's on the public record? What I have shown you just now. What was the public position of the Ministry of Defense of the Indian Armed Forces, who was asking for non-escalation once the just retribution of Pakistan Armed Forces have gone. So I think the record publicly, the facts speak for themselves. You want me to make public that what strategy are we going to adopt? For any threat, anything that they can pose, posture, your armed forces are always vigilant and ready. We have proved it on ground multiple times. Can prove it. So, and we don't respond. And we are not here for a response that what they said. And so it's not that what they said that I have to say.
Thank you very much.
Okay, I'll come to you after that.
Thank you very much. Saima Shabir from Arab News. Sir, my question is related to tomorrow's meeting by DGMOs. Pakistan has declared the suspension of Indus Water Treaty as an act of war. So if tomorrow on the agenda this Indus Water Treaty suspension is on the table and India does not call it off, I mean, it does not regulate it again, and it is suspended till the time. So what would be the strategy by Pakistan Army, because Pakistan has called it an act of war?
So the position of the government of Pakistan on the Indus Water Treaty is absolutely clear, and no further comment is needed on that. Our Turkish friend over here is raising his hands again and again. Skardu, okay. I thought you are from the Andolo news agency. Sir,
many people thought I am Chinese here.
Yes. Khaplu, great place. Great place.
Sir, I am from Kapul Chwar at the border area, just a half hour from the Indian border.
Okay.
Sir, I am from British.
Okay. Sorry for the mistaken identity.
So we can go with the question. Sir, my question is that
अहमद मंसूर 24 न्यूज़ से ताल्लुक़ है। जनरल साहब, हमारी जो फोर्सेस की लीडरशिप है उसके लिए बहुत कुछ कहने को है, लेकिन मैं सिर्फ ये कहूँगा कि जो बॉडी लैंग्वेज स्ट्राइक्स आपने की हैं इस सारे कन्फ्लिक्ट में, उन्होंने भी बॉर्डर पर बड़ा कुछ हिला के रखा है। सवाल सर मेरा ये है कि मसला कश्मीर एक ऐसा है कि उसकी वजह से दो एटमी जो ताकतें हैं वो एक खौफनाक जंग पूरी दुनिया को हिला के रख देती है। इस दफ़ा फिर यही हुआ, और अभी जो सदर ट्रंप ने अभी जो दूसरा ट्वीट किया है, उन्होंने मसला कश्मीर को एक मुतनाज़ा इलाका करार दिया है, उसका जिक्र मुतनाज़ा खित्ते के तौर पे किया है। तो इंडिया तो इसको अपने तौर पे इसको गैर मुतनाज़ा कहे बैठा है, लेकिन क्या ये एक बड़ा नादर मौका नहीं है, सुनहरी मौका नहीं है पाकिस्तान के पास कि अब इस जो कन्फ्लिक्ट के तनाज़र में, अब चूँकि दुनिया भी राब्ते में है, सबकी नज़रें हैं इस पर, तो पाकिस्तान दोबारा मसला कश्मीर को आलमी सतह पे लेके जाए, कोई इस मंतकी अंजाम इसका हो जाए?
Kashmir remains central to the dispute between India and Pakistan. And peace between India and Pakistan will always elude till the time there is not the resolution of the Kashmir as per the United Nations resolutions and as per the will of the people of Kashmir. So that is important to understand. Till the time that is not done, there cannot be enduring peace between India and Pakistan. So this military conflict has once again put Kashmir right as the flashpoint, which needs to be resolved, which needs to be as per the will of the people of the Kashmir. And you have alluded to the tweet and the international path, rightly understanding that this issue of Kashmir needs to be resolved. The problem here is that what we are seeing is, and I talked about it in my last press conference also, is that India continues to internalize this external problem. Kashmir is an external problem with Pakistan, India, and the people of Kashmir. It is on the UNSC resolution. It's an internationally recognized dispute. And India is trying to internalize it. How? By trying to change the demography of Kashmir, by trying to change the legal status in violation of the UNSC resolutions and the international commitments that India has made, by the coercion and harassment of the people of illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, and multiple other actions, by the oppression that is going on and the just and the just struggle of the people of Kashmir for their rights, and then on the pretext of law and order, on the pretext of terrorism, you are seeing what's happening even after Pahalgam in Kashmir. Houses of the people are being bulldozed, blasted. People are being taken into custody, and not in dozens but in hundreds, in thousands. You have got so much security forces, so many intelligence people, so much state power put in that very small place. The rights of the people, the plight of the women, the plight of the children. So it's an international issue. Talk it out, find a solution which satisfies the will of the people. So that is what needs to be done as far as Kashmir is concerned.
सर मोहम्मद इमरान सुनो न्यूज़ से। सर मेरा क्वेश्चन ये है कि क्या इंटरनेशनल गारंटीज दी गई हैं कि जो सीज़ फायर है वो कोई लंबे अरसे के लिए सस्टेन कर सकेगा?
You see, being the spokesperson of the armed forces of Pakistan, I can state with 200% certainty that the Pakistan armed forces are holding the line of control ceasefire. No violation is being made by Pakistan Army or the armed forces. Because we are a professional army and we strongly abide by the commitments that we make, and we follow in letter and spirit the orders of the political government. That's what the professional army does. Now, if you see in reality what's happening in Pakistan, Pakistan is celebrating peace. You go to the streets and towns of Pakistan, the Pakistanis are celebrating peace. Does it make any sense for Pakistan to start violating the commitment that we made? It doesn't make any sense. Because we are a peace-loving nation. Peace within and without. However, if there is any aggression, we will respond, and we respond then.
So thank you so much. My name is Raza. I'm from Iranian State News Agency. If you allow me, I have a question from the Honorable Vice Admiral. So thank you. We have seen the activities of the Navy before the escalation and the readiness. As the Indian Navy P-81 was being closely tracked and even seen on media, why Pakistan Navy decided not to shoot it down? And you refer to the limitation facing by the Indian aircraft carrier. Keeping in view the limitation of the Indian aircraft carrier, can you please explain us why India have not brought its carrier to, for so-called possible attack?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question. Okay. First of all, like I told you, that the war is not fought in isolation by a single service. So, whatever we do, it's a very well coordinated effort. So, all actions are calibrated amongst the three armed forces at what time, what is to be done. So, at that time, when that was the video of 4th and 5th of May, we just demonstrated that we were keeping a very close vigilance. And I've mentioned our, the very effective coordination and collaboration with Pakistan Air Force. So I'll not go into those details because of the operational security reasons. But essentially, that was simply to send across a message that if we can track, so we can go to the next level, but that is based on the national decision-making line. That's not an isolated. The Navy will always act in sync with the all three services, and that would be a national security decision-making thing. So, when the time will come for that to happen, so inshallah we will respond in that fashion. The aircraft carrier. I mentioned, for example, we can have that slide, Kazim, if he's here. So, this is the aircraft carrier which is having 8 to 12 Big 29s, which is barely enough to carry out its own air defense. And aircraft carriers, if the Western air carrier, if you talk of the Ford class aircraft carriers, they carry like 75 plus aircraft. And the purpose is to project the power and to have the air superiority in a theater of war. Yeah. So, and that is how they influence operations from sea to land. So, here in case of INS Vikrant, the aircraft that it was carrying, they were barely enough to carry out its own air defense. And the question of projecting power ashore or to maintaining an air superiority in a conflict theater, that's simply not possible. We know that, the Indian Navy understands that, and that is why it was more of a psychological, trying to create a deception or a psychological effect. And we fully understood that. And like I said, we were always ready. Had there been any aggression, we, in close coordination with Pakistan Air Force, we were always ready. They were cockpit ready to generate a response. We have a mechanism worked out with the Pakistan Naval Aviation assets and Pakistan Air Force assets. So the response was always ready. And I mean, this is simply, let me say it politely. I did mention that as a professional military officer, I don't want to underestimate the enemy. But let me tell you candidly that INS Vikrant, with its present capability, it's effective essentially in the IO domain, and which essentially you saw that article in the Telegraph and that hype about. So essentially, its effectiveness is restricted to the IO domain. And had it not been the case, it would have projected the power ashore and it would have created some effect. So they understand the limitation, and we also understand that. Thank you very much.
जना साहब जी, खालिद महमूद जी, एक्सप्रेस टीवी से। जना साहब, इंडियन मीडिया ने जो 3 दिन में तूफ़ान बर्पा किया, उसको तो हम अच्छी तरह जानते हैं, उसका जवाब भी उनको दिया गया। आज जो उनकी स्पोक्स पर्सन थे, मिलिट्री स्पोक्स पर्सन, उनकी आज प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई, उसमें उन्होंने बताया कि बहावलपुर में जो उन्होंने टारगेट किया था, उसमें रऊफ़ नामी शख्स को उन्होंने टारगेट किया था और उसको वो बहुत हाई वैल्यू टारगेट अचीवमेंट उसको शो कर रहे हैं। आप बताइएगा कि क्या ऐसा कोई वाक़या वहाँ पे हुआ और इसकी हकीकत क्या है?
I think this question was discussed day before once we had the last press conference, and because this was discussed in this point was made by this, so we have pulled out the same video clip. So I'll just see that first, so that you can see what the fact of the matter is. If we can run that clip, because the reality is for everyone to clear, is obviously for everyone to see. So you see, yes, this one. If you just stop here. So this is the Indian High Commissioner in UK who is showing on international media picture of a person leading the prayers. You can see that. Now he is saying that this man is brother of an alleged person who is in incarceration, that this man is the brother of that terrorist, the alleged terrorist that they say. Now run this. If you can run this clip.
This person here is a sanctioned terrorist under the American sanctions regime. His name is Hafiz Abdul Rauf.
So he's saying, stop here. So he's saying he is Hafiz Abdul Rauf, who is a sanctioned terrorist, and this terrorist is leading this prayer. So he is a High Commissioner of the Indian government. No, go ahead.
That you're mentioning. Look who's behind it. Pakistani military. Look at the coffins there. They have the Pakistani national flag.
Masood Azhar's brother has been killed in Operation Sindoor. That's Maulana.
Now stop here.
Rauf Azhar. Masood Azhar.
Kindly, please. So what he's saying now, their media is saying that no, this person has died. So at the same time, he is dead for them. At the same time, he is alive for them, to whom to believe. So what we did was, we tried to reach out this man, because there was a person who was leading the prayers. Now we'll show you that man.
Abdul Rauf Azhar killed in Operation Sindoor.
Your own Pakistani military has said that Masood Azhar's family has been killed. I'm quoting the Pakistani military.
Now stop here. No, please stop here. Kindly, please. No, the misinformation that is being spewed from the Indian side is being also picked up by international media, because they push it out so aggressively and so much that a very a journalist of an international media is saying, believing that the brother of the story, because that story has been told, has been given to her by a very top-ranking official. And she is saying that the military officials of Pakistan have said that. Where is that record? At what time ISPR, myself, anybody has said and made any comment about him? Now he is this man. His name is Hafiz Abdul Rauf, who is actually leading the prayers. And listen to him what he is saying.
जी एक जनाजा पढ़ाने की मुझे बड़ी ही शदीद तकलीफ है और रंज भी है कि बगैर किसी तस्दीक के, बगैर किसी तहकीक के मेरे बारे में इतनी बड़ी बड़ी बातें और बैनुल अक़वामी चीज़ें बयान कर दी हिंदुस्तान ने और उनके मीडिया ने, जो बिल्कुल ही मुज़क्का खेज़ है और जिसका हक़ाइक़ से क़तन कोई ताल्लुक़ नहीं है। मेरी ज़िंदगी सबके सामने है। मेरे माँ बाप उस्ताद थे, मैं ख़ुद तालीम दोस्त आदमी हूँ। मैंने पहले कॉलेज में पढ़ा, स्कूल में पढ़ा और बेहतरीन मेरी एजुकेशन रही।
So he's saying, I am surprised that I am being talked by the Indian media. So my parents were teachers. He's got 3 daughters, son, and he is born in March 1973. You can see his details, family details and everything over here. So we are actually surprised that even today, then again, they have come out with the same thing. So it is now getting, it's a little flabbergasted that whatever they are telling, why they are telling, and what to believe, what not to believe.
सदीक साजा जी, एक न्यूज़ से रब नवाज साहब, आपसे सवाल है कि अभी थोड़ी देर पहले INS विक्रांत के हवाले से बात हुई कि इंडियन सोशल मीडिया जो था और उनका अपना मीडिया बहुत ज़्यादा हाइप क्रिएट कर रहा था, और फिर उसके बाद टेलीग्राफ की एक स्टोरी आई, फिर कराची की बंदरगाह के हवाले से कि उसके ऊपर अटैक होने वाला है। फिर आप देखते हैं कि इंडियन नेवी जो है वो हमसे 3 गुना वो बड़ी है। तो लेकिन आपने ये भी कहा कि हमारी जो फोर्स जो है वो खामोश फोर्स है। तो क्या ये जो खामोशी थी किसी तूफ़ान का पेश खैमा थी जिसकी वजह से वो अटैक नहीं कर सके? क्योंकि इधर तो लड़ाई हो रही थी, अब आर्मी की भी और फ़ज़ाइया की भी।
जी बहुत शुक्रिया। वो इंडियन मीडिया ने तो आपने देख लिया था कि वो कराची पे वो और बाकी भी लाहौर की बंदरगाह पे भी कब्ज़ा कर लिया था, जो आपने देखा उस पर। तो वो तो लेट्स कीप दैट असाइड। सो अगेन मैंने कहा ना कि ये भी जो टेलीग्राफ की भी जो सारी ये इंफॉर्मेशन ऑपरेशंस हैं और जो मैंने आपकी कैपेबिलिटी बता दी, एंड इंडियन नेवी आल्सो अंडरस्टैंड्स कि उसकी क्या कैपेबिलिटी है। और उसकी फॉर एग्जांपल कराची से करीब लेके आना 400 मील में मैंने आपसे कहा इवन एट दैट रेंज एंड इफ इट comes even closer, so that makes it extremely vulnerable. They understand it. They understand it perfectly well. एक तो जो coordinated threat है naval air arm and the Pakistan Air Force जो generate करती है वो, और even जो हमारी subsurface elements deployed थे, तो वो they fully understood at all times कि क्या threats हैं. लेकिन ज़ाहिर है कि मैंने जैसे कहा कि जो war की prosecution होती है, that's not an isolated service matter. That is coordinated at all three services level. तो वो उसमें जो डिसीजन मेकिंग होती है वो उसी हिसाब से होती है. और लाइक यू नो ये मैंने कहा ना इन्फो आई डोमेन में, जैसे आपने टेलीग्राफ का जिक्र किया और फिर वो एक थोड़ी सी तशवीश सी फैली, तो वो मोर ऑफ आई डोमेन में था. वो तो जब उससे बहुत पहले भी जो है अराउंड आई थिंक 23rd 26th ऑफ अप्रैल भी जब वो कारवार से निकला था तो उसी दिन वो कराची पे पहुंच भी चुका था. तो वो भी उस दिन आपने उनकी मीडिया में देखा होगा. तो वो ये सब उसी आयो डोमेन में था. और कैपेबिलिटी दे ऑल अंडरस्टैंड एंड व्हाइल आई एम नॉट अंडरमाइनिंग, लेकिन आई एम जस्ट यू नो बी फैक्चुअली करेक्ट. वी अंडरस्टैंड, वी हैव आवर प्लान रेडी. और मतलब अगर कोई एडवेंचरिज्म की तरफ आता है तो वी विल टेक देम डाउन. थैंक यू वेरी मच.
वी न्यूज़ से हूँ सर. इसमें जो ऑपरेशन अभी लॉन्च किया गया था उसमें काफ़ी इस्लामिक टर्मिनोलॉजीज़ यूज़ की गई. बुनियान मरसूस जो इंडियन मीडिया से तो प्रोनाउंस भी नहीं हो रहा था. उसके अलावा फल मुगीरात सुबहन, ये सुबह के वक्त अटैक किया गया जो कि एक सुन्नत था. तो ये किसकी, क्या हाफिज़ साहब का आइडिया था? ये किस तरह प्लान हुआ है?
देखिए, पाकिस्तान की जो फ़ौज है, पाकिस्तान की जो फ़ौज है उसके अंदर जो इस्लाम है, इट इज़ पार्ट नॉट personally of our beliefs of each one of us. It is part of our training. It is part of our faith. Iman, taqwa, jihad fi sabilillah. That's what drives us. That's our motto. And alhamdulillah, we have a chief of army staff who has a strong belief. तो लीडरशिप जो सी है, जो ऊपर होती है, उसका जो बिलीफ होता है, उसकी जो कमिटमेंट होती है, वो ट्रांसलेट होती है इनटू डिफरेंट तरीक़ों से ऑपरेशंस में भी. तो ये जो नाम है ये क्या बताता है? ये बताता है कि ये मोमिन होते हैं जो अल्लाह की राह में लड़ने वाले होते हैं. वो सीसा पलाई हुई दीवार की तरह होते हैं. दे आर दैट स्टील वॉल. एंड अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह अल्लाह के फजल से पाकिस्तान की अफवाज जो सी हैं, दे एक्टेड लाइक ए स्टील वॉल. जी, बग़ैर किसी शक के, मैंने इसलिए शुरू में कहा कि सबसे पहले हम अल्लाह सुब्हानहू तआला के आगे सजदा करते हैं, शुक्र करते हैं. फिर हम पाकिस्तान के अवाम का, पाकिस्तान के यूथ का, पाकिस्तान के मीडिया का, पाकिस्तान के सियासतदानों का, तमाम पॉलिटिकल पार्टीज़ का, इस वक्त जो हमारी पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप है उनकी हौसला मंदी का, ये जो आपने रिस्पांस देखा है, इट इज़ द ऑल एलिमेंट्स ऑफ नेशनल पावर. हाउ क्विकली दे केम, हाउ क्विकली दे जेल टुगेदर, एंड दे वर ऑल दैट स्टील वॉल.
Sir, Faisal Raza Khan, I am from PTV World. My first question is related to Pakistan Air Force. Beside the congratulations, you have got 6-0. Definitely. So, my question, you were talking about spectrum supremacy. And this question is related to the cyber warfare and the space warfare that Pakistan Air Force successfully whether it was the jamming or taken over of the satellite, and what was the nature of that satellite, whether that was the military one, because whole of the command and control system of the adversary, they always utilize those satellites for any action. That's one. And with the silent guy of Pakistan Navy, Vice Admiral Rab Nawaz Sahab. Sir, in Pulwama, we have seen on 4th of March 2019 when Pakistan Navy successfully detected the Indian nuclear capable submarine. And in Navy terminology, we always say detection means destruction. So beside P8I Poseidon, whether you have taken over any sort of a signature of the Indian submarines, because in submarine warfare, most of the times naval assets, number one is the submarine that always go off the harbor and get into the enemy territory. So have you have got any sort of a signature in any sort of your asset, from any sort of your asset, any signature of the adversary? Thank you, sir.
Sir, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your question. And you're right that we did make a mention of that detection on 4th of March in 2019 after the Pulwama incident, when we detected one of the submarines south of Pasni at that time. I will, because of the operation security reason, not like to comment on that, but let me tell you this thing, that we had a very effective anti-submarine warfare surveillance during this time. We exactly knew when the submarines left the harbor and where they were likely to be deployed. And we also had a very effective deterrence operations in play, which I think they were successful in keeping these submarines at bay. So beyond that, I will not like to comment on any further. Thank you very much.
Regarding spectrum supremacy, जैसे कि I mentioned, it's a critical component, a very vital component, cardinal for the electromagnetic spectrum, and that we have cyber and space. They come hand in hand with EW, with the satellite. The satellite that was jammed was a military satellite used by them. The downlink is scuttled. It leads to decision paralysis if done on a continued level. There is no communication where beyond line of sight platforms are acting, so they kind of get redundant. Whenever any payload is within line of sight, it is working on certain other principles. When it is going beyond, it goes on SATCOM, and the SATCOM is denied, so its effectiveness is reduced to almost nil. And so is cyber, where the services are denied, the nodes, the C2 structure that are working over there in the whole architecture. So it's a kind of a paralysis that takes place whereby cyber and space, they go hand in hand, and that is how you carry out the spectrum supremacy. I just mentioned it is Pakistan Air Force is really going into it with full momentum. Our Chief of the Air Staff is leading this initiative whereby we are entering into this domain, and it gives you cross domain effects. When one side is applied and multiple levels, you get the outcome, the providence and the dividends. So this is the new warfare. This is the new thing that is there. As soon as the things are getting digital, wireless, we are relying on electromagnetic spectrum more and more, and so this becomes imperative that we have control over the spectrum. I just mentioned control of air is preceded by control of spectrum now. Through spectrum and EW, we were able to see beyond our radars, and we had, as I mentioned, I showed you, we had correct, precise IDs of the projectiles and the platforms that were taking off, and thereby we could react in time and respond in the way as you just saw. JF-17 is a very potent platform. Pakistan is employing them very effectively, as you just saw. JF-17 is the pride of Pakistan, and the Block 3 has added potential, enhanced combat potential and effectiveness with the payloads that it carries. All these targets that were engaged were done by JF-17 Block 2 and 3s. It has the ESA radar. So J-10 is a very good thing. As you saw, it's not the fact that the Rafale is a bad plane. Rafale is a equally potent, very potent aircraft. I mean, if employed well, but it's how you're, with all in all fairness and jokes aside, it's all the training. I think it's the, as I mentioned, the direction, the leadership that propels you in that direction, gives you confidence, and the support of the nation. That's the foundation the Pakistan Air Forces and the armed forces are standing on. The support of the nation, and the way you look at us right now and always do, this is what drives us. This is what drives us. Thank you.
He's asking that the questions should not be quick, the answers should also be quick.
I'm sorry.
सर आज इंडियंस की तरफ से प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस की गई थी, उसमें इतराफ़ किया गया जब उनसे पूछा कि राफेल गिरा है तो उन्होंने कहा कि जंग में नुकसानात होते रहते हैं, तो दुश्मन की तरफ से इतराफ़ करना कितना उसका इम्पैक्ट है। दूसरा सवाल ये है कि सर एक दिन पहले जब नायब सदर से सवाल किया गया कि इंडियन पाकिस्तान कशीदगी चल रही है तो उन्होंने कहा इट्स नन ऑफ आवर बिज़नेस, लेकिन वो क्या हुआ कि एकदम से उनका बिज़नेस भी हो गया और उन्होंने मोदी को कॉल भी की। कहा जा रहा है क्योंकि सेंसिटिव इन्फॉर्मेशन उनके साथ लग गई थी। तो क्या नेशनल कमांड अथॉरिटी की जो मीटिंग थी उसके बाद हालात बदल गए, जज्बात बदल गए?
आप राफेल का कर लो
जी। देखिए, हम एक बड़ी प्रोफेशनल एयरफोर्स हैं। इंडियन एयरफोर्स भी बहुत प्रोफेशनल एयरफोर्स है, एक आर्म है, एंड वी हैव अ काइंड ऑफ अनसेड अनरिटन वाव इन बिटवीन दैट हम एक दूसरे की प्रोफेशन उस पर कोई वो नहीं करते। माई जॉब इज़ टू डिफेंड माई कंट्री, हिज जॉब इज़ टू defend his and perform his duties. They can appreciate it. I appreciate it that they have accepted it, because it's evident. You can see it in the air, on the ground. Everybody is looking at this, satellite pictures for that. So he had no other choice, I guess. And I told you there are 3 Rafales that are missing.
So
one MiG-29, one Su-30.
जो आपने बात की, देखिए मैं आपको पहले ये अर्ज किया है, and I will repeat it. Military conflict or war between 2 rival nuclear states is absurd, inconceivable, and sheer stupidity. So, once the India thinks that it wants to carve out space for war between India and Pakistan, it is not carving out space for war. It is a recipe for mutual annihilation. Therefore, there is no space for war, and the world knows it. And you saw it. In this conflict, Pakistan exercised escalation control. We acted very maturely. We used our conventional forces, we gave up notch up response, and we didn't even pull any force from our western front. We kept on continuing to give conducting the counter-terrorism operations without any pause. And while doing that, we were the one who were maintaining escalation control. And you saw that manifestation, that on the morning of 10th, who is asking that we don't want to de-escalate, we don't want to escalate, and if Pakistan is willing to de-escalate, then we will also de-escalate. Who is asking that? Publicly. So the escalation control was with Pakistan. We were acting very maturely, and we understand that this notion of carving out space, it is madness. And that's why you said, that's why what you refer to, the world community, the international players, they very well understand that.
Sir, I'm from Chinese media. My name is Yusuf Khan. So my question is that, sir, there is a news on foreign media and also on social media. Sir, my name is Yusuf Khan. I am from Chinese media, CCTV. Sir, there was a news on foreign media and also on social media that Pakistani Air Force entered the Indian airspace. I just want to know this, sir.
Okay, let me answer you before the AVMs gives you the specific. Please, if we have to stay away from what's all coming on media and social media. If we go as per the conduct of this military conflict by the media and social media, then there were 15 attacks that Pakistan made. Karachi is already burned. Quetta is gone. And God knows what all has happened. There's a female pilot also in our captivity. I don't know. So let's try to stick to the facts. And let's not try to stay what the media or social media is saying.
Salman from Bold News. My question is for AVM. Chota sa quick question hai. What was the difference between PF and IF engagement? Is what only JTNC or something else?
I think I did mention JTNC is a potent platform. So is JF-17, F-16, and Rafale also. It's how you employ them. It's a training. I think it is a training. It is the mindset. It is the mindset of our pilots. The aggressive mindset that we take. Pakistan Air Force, alhamdulillah, is giving training to foreign countries. They are coming and asking in numbers. They want to come and have training with us. We have been invited on international exercises. The kind of level of training we have is remarkable. So I can say with great conviction that the difference was in the mindset, in the leadership, in the whole architecture. Platforms do come in play. They are there. I mean, you cannot just rule out them that they don't mean nothing, but they are one part. But the main driving force is the culture of the organization, the leadership, the mindset it has. Iqbal said, "Kafir hai to karta hai shamsheer pe bharosa, momin hai to betegh bhi ladta hai sipahi."
जल साहब, वैसे तो पहलगाम के फ़ौरन बाद जो डिसइंफॉर्मेशन ऑपरेशन लॉन्च किया गया था इंडिया की तरफ से इस कॉन्फ्लिक्ट के ऊपर, वो उससे सारी दुनिया आगाह हो चुकी है, मगर एक इंतहाई गैर ज़िम्मेदाराना ख़बर जो वहाँ पे फैलाई गई और फैलाई जा रही है वो यह है कि हमारी न्यूक्लियर फैसिलिटी को करियाना के करीब जो है उन्होंने हिट किया है। आल्दो हमें तो मालूम है कि ये फॉल्स है, मगर इंटरनेशनल कंजम्पशन के लिए मैं चाहूँगा कि आप अपना इसके ऊपर पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू दे दें।
जी, फॉल्स है।
डी साहब, थैंक यू। गज़नफ़र साहब, आपका तो बहुत शुक्रिया कि मुझे सवाल करने का मौका मिला, और मैं ये भी रिक्वेस्ट करूँगा कि बार बार जिस प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस पे भी हो मुझे सवाल करने का मौका मिले। और अला नूर वज़ीर हूँ, मशरिक़ पेशावर ग्रुप से। मेरा सवाल ये है कि भारत और पाकिस्तान दोनों एक दूसरे पर दहशतगर्दी के इल्ज़ामात लगा रहे हैं, तहफ़्फ़ुज़ात। तो ये इल्ज़ामात या तहफ़्फ़ुज़ात कैसे दूर किए जा सकते हैं? मिल बैठ कर किरदार अदा करना चाहिए दोनों ममालिक को। और दूसरा सवाल मेरा ये है कि अगेन अगर मतलब इस तरह ड्रोन आते हैं तो गिराने के लिए क्या अमल है? और साथ साथ जो मतलब भारत की जानिब से आपने बात की लोगों की कि हमने लोगों को टारगेट नहीं किया, तो आपका लोगों के लिए मैसेज क्या है और फिर भारतीय आर्मी के लिए आपका पैगाम क्या है?
देखें, वो जो ड्रोन है वो 84 से आपका दिल नहीं भरा जो हमने गिरा दिए हैं। जितने आए थे गिरा दिए, ठीक है, आएंगे और गिरा देंगे। तो आप प्लीज़ देयर इज़ नो इशू, रिमेन टोटली कंफर्टेबल। Whatever they will send, whatever they can send, with the support of the people of this country, your armed forces have the capability to take them on. Absolutely no issue. जो आपने पहली बात क्या की थी? You see, we have to first this issue of the scourge of terrorism. Who is facing it? It's Pakistan. Who is sponsoring it? Who is abetting it? It's India. So that's the reality. Do you think that they are conducting, they are prosecuting terrorism in Pakistan through multiple proxies? How to deal with it? How to deal with it is to gel the nation to stand together, as we have stood like a steel wall against this threat from India. This steel wall will smash this terrorism also, whatever they may do, whatever proxies they may put. And the state of Pakistan, with the support of its people, is doing it. It requires the whole of the nation approach. I will not go into the details. I have multiple times said that we have these 14 points of the National Action Plan. We have to implement that wholly. So this terrorism is not going to go away by talking with India. We don't look outside. We don't beg anyone that don't do this. Our strategy is not hope. We are a proud nation and we will finish off this terrorism. There should be no doubt in it.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। असगर अली मुबारक डेली मेल से हूँ सर। जिस तरह का एक पाकिस्तान ने माशाल्लाह मशरक़ी साइड पे जो फतह ये हासिल की है और कौम की मैंने देखा है कि खुशियों से उनकी आंखों में आंसू भी, लेकिन दिल उनका जो है आपकी आर्म फोर्सेस की वजह से बहुत जो है वो दुआएं दे रहा है। तो क्या हम मगरबी साइड पे भी इसी तरीके से इस जो मोमेंटम है उसके ज़रिए दहशतगर्दी के ऊपर काबू पा लेंगे, जिस तरह बलूचिस्तान के अंदर, जिस तरह केपी के अंदर हम देख रहे हैं कि मुख्तलिफ एरिया के अंदर, तो हम ये समझ सकते हैं कि ये जो मशरक़ी साइड के ऊपर जो इतनी बड़ी फतह याबी हासिल की है उससे पाकिस्तान काफ़ी अरसे से हालत जंग में है, तो उसको भी हम इसी तरह जो है फतह याब से हमकरार करेंगे।
मैं यही अर्ज़ करूँगा, इस दहशतगर्दी को पहले तो अव्वल यकीन रखें कि हम इस पे काबू पाएंगे, काबू पा लेंगे अल्लाह ताला की मदद से और नुसरत से। उसकी कुछ वजूहात हैं। उसकी वजूहात ये है कि हम सच पे, हम हक पे हैं। उनकी ये जो आइडियोलॉजी है, परवर्टेड आइडियोलॉजी है, ये इस्लाम नहीं है। इसका इस्लाम से, दीन इस्लाम से, इसका इंसानियत से, इसका पाकिस्तानियत से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है। इसका हमारे रस्म व रवाज से कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है। मजलूम को मारना, खुदकुश धमाके करना, मस्जिदें उड़ाना, किडनैपिंग करना फॉर रैंसम, भत्ताखोरी, स्मगलिंग, इसका क्या ताल्लुक है इस्लाम से? इसका क्या ताल्लुक है इंसानियत के साथ? तो वी आर ऑन द राइट, द नेशन इज ऑन द राइट। यू हैव ए बैटल हार्डन आर्मी। what we just need is that we stand together the way we have stood together. And this nation, for its survival, for its prosperity, is standing together. आपको नजर आ रही है ये कौम मुत्तहिद, इकट्ठी, एक अज़म, एक चमक हमें नजर आ रहा है, आपको नजर आ रहा है। एतमाद, बावजूद तमाम कोशिशों के दरार डाली जाए इस मुल्क के इदारों में, इस मुल्क की अफवाज में और अवाम में, किस तरह मुत्तहिद हुई है कौम? क्योंकि हमें पता है कि रियासत माँ होती है। इस माँ, इस रियासत की छत तले हम सब ने पलना बढ़ना है। कोई थोड़ा कम पढ़ लेगा, कोई थोड़ा ज़्यादा पढ़ लेता है, कोई अमीर हो जाता है, कोई गरीब होता है, जिस तरह ख़ानदान में भी फ़र्क होते हैं, बट डजंट मेक अस दैट वी स्टार्ट फाइटिंग विद ईच अदर। तो आर यूनिटी, आर रिजॉल्व हैज़ बीन स्ट्रेंथन एंड विल कंटिन्यू टू बी स्ट्रेंथन एंड वी विल टेक ऑन दिस टेररिज्म। और हमें यह भी पता होना चाहिए कि ये भी उसी दुश्मन जिसने अभी कन्वेंशनली हम पे अटैक किया है, ये भी उसी की लगाई हुई आग है, ये भी उसी की मकारी है। तो क्या हम उसको अगर वहां मात दे सकते हैं तो उसकी इस मकारी को मात नहीं दे सकते? बिल्कुल दे सकते हैं और दे के देंगे इंशाअल्लाह ताला।